I recently sailed on Regal Princess to the British Isles, and although it has some quirks, it's still one of my favorite ships in the Princess fleet. It's an elegant ship packed with chill-friendly amenities like a large adult pool and sun deck, a luxurious premium sun deck, and a thermal suite. It also has features that were removed from newer Princess ships like the Seawalk, which extends 28 feet beyond the edge of the ship. This is a great feature to try once, but it also has negative repercussions on nearby cabins, which I experienced firsthand. The entertainment was a mixed bag, but it definitely offered something for everyone. So is Regal Princess worth considering for your next cruise? In this episode of The Chill Cruiser, I'll walk you through every aspect of the experience so you can decide for yourself. Hey cruisers, Andrew from Toronto, Canada here. Welcome to The Chill Cruiser, where I explore cruising from a chill perspective. Today I'm going to review my cruise on Regal Princess to the British Isles. Regal is one of the first ships in Princess's popular Royal class and has a lot of features that Princess scaled back or removed on its newer ships. Some of these features are missed, like the large adults-only pool and sun deck that takes up the entire width of the ship. Others, not so much, like the Seawalk, which lets you walk on a glass walkway that extends 28 feet from the ship, but also affects the privacy and views of nearby cabins. My cabin was right under the opposite platform to the Seawalk, and half of the view was obstructed. Overall, Regal is a very adult-oriented and chill-friendly ship with lots of real estate dedicated to pools, a premium relaxation area, and a fantastic thermal suite. Food was impressive and entertainment was a bit disappointing, but it still offered something for everyone. I'll walk you through every aspect of my experience so you can decide if the ship is for you. But first, let's take a look at the ship at a glance. Regal is the second of 6 Royal-class ships and entered service in 2014. It has 19 decks and can accommodate just over 3,500 people at double capacity. Regal will be sailing Caribbean itineraries out of Fort Lauderdale for all of 2026 and early 2027, before repositioning to Southampton for Northern Europe itineraries in the summer of 2027. It'll do several Canada-New England runs out of New York in the fall, and then head to Miami for the 2028 Winter Caribbean season. There are 4 fast food restaurants, including the buffet, a cafe, and kiosks for pizza and burgers. There are 2 casual restaurants, a pizzeria, and a sushi bar. There are 3 main dining rooms, each with a different approach to reservations. 2 specialty restaurants focused on Italian and steak. There are 4 pools, 8 hot tubs, a thermal suite, a premium sun deck, and a fair-sized casino. There's a lot to cover, so I'll break my review down by categories like cabins, food, and entertainment, but I'll start with access. Embarkation and disembarkation in Southampton was very smooth. I appreciated the lounge and priority boarding that they offered to Platinum and Elite members of their Captain's Club loyalty program. Getting around the ship was easy with plenty of stairs and elevators. Getting on and off the ship at ports was fairly smooth, although there were sometimes long waits for tender boats. The tendering process also ate into a lot of port time, especially in ports like Edinburgh, Scotland, where we were scheduled to depart at 7:30 in the evening, but we had to be back at the dock an hour and a half prior to that to catch the last tender boat. Overall, all-right access, 4 stars out of 5. Let's move on to the vibe of the ship, which is very traditional and elegant. Most of the public spaces feel like the interior of a classic steakhouse, with golds and browns everywhere. As with every Princess ship, there's a 3-deck piazza which serves as the social hub with several bars and casual restaurants. There are also several dead ends to contend with, including the main dining room on deck 6 aft. If you take the stairs or elevators here and want to get anywhere other than the dining room, you have to go up to deck 7, walk to the middle of the ship, and go back down. In terms of demographics, it was a mix of families and couples, and I would say the average age was mid to late 50s. Overall, all-right vibe, 4 out of 5 stars. Let's talk about Regal's cabins, which were nice overall, but with some quirky locations to be aware of. I had originally booked a mini suite, which was nicely appointed and roomy, but it was located under the opposite side of the large skywalk platform I mentioned earlier. This meant that a good chunk of the view was obstructed and that not a lot of light made it into the cabin. We were also located under the Lido deck, so we could hear feet stomping and deck chairs screeching. Both issues were frustrating enough that I went to guest services to request a room change. After a day of back and forth, they said there were no other mini suites available, but that they could offer us a regular balcony room that wasn't located above or below public spaces and had no obstructions. Even though it was a downgrade, we ended up taking it, and we were glad we did. This experience was a good reminder to be very careful when selecting your cabin. If I had reviewed the deck plan before confirming the original cabin, I would have noticed both issues fairly quickly. This experience also inspired me to make a video all about how to avoid problem cabins with noise and other issues, and what to do if you end up getting stuck with one. Check the description for a link. As with other Princess ships, the in-cabin TVs offered a good selection of free movies and TV shows available on demand. You can also order from a good room service menu either over the phone or through the Princess app. Room service is free if you have the Plus or Premier all-inclusive package. If you're confused about what's included in the packages after all the recent changes and price hikes, don't miss my video that explores this topic in detail and compares the packages to the offerings of other cruise lines. Hit subscribe and watch for full tours of the mini suite and regular balcony cabins coming soon. Overall, I'll rate cabins 3.5 out of 5 stars. Speaking of room service, let's move on to food, which was excellent overall. In terms of fast food, there are a lot of options. There's the buffet, which usually has a great selection of options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The friend I was traveling with in Europe really appreciated a sushi lunch they offered on one afternoon. There are 3 other fast food options, including a grill and pizza place by the Lido Pool, and the International Cafe on Deck 5, which offers coffeehouse-style options 24 hours a day. It's a great place for a meal or snack anytime. There are 2 casual restaurants, a sushi bar, and Princess's popular Alfredo's Pizzeria. Both have a $15 cover charge that's waived if you have the Plus or Premier package. There are 3 main dining rooms on Regal, one with 2 fixed seatings every night, one with anytime reservations, and the other focused on walk-ins. I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the dining room, and the food was consistently very good. Regal only has 2 specialty restaurants, which is low compared to newer ships, with 4 or more options that offer a more variety of cuisines. I tried both of those restaurants, and they were excellent. Our steaks at Crown Grill were cooked to perfection, and our Italian dishes at Sabatini's were very tasty and well prepared. You can find menus and photos of every dish we tried at the specialty restaurants on my website, thechillcruiser.blog. Overall, I rate food 4.5 out of 5 stars. Moving on to drinks, which Regal does very well. There are 12 distinct bars and lounges throughout the ship that offer a good selection of wines, beers, and liquor served by friendly bartenders. The Plus package includes 15 drinks up to $15 each, which covers the majority of the offerings available. The Premier package includes unlimited drinks up to $20 each, which includes premium wines and liqueurs. I'm a big fan of wine, so I put their wine list to the test, and it's good overall. Most bars offer a solid selection, and there's a wine bar on Deck 5 with an expanded menu of wines by the glass. The only option that seemed to be missing was a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. I'll rate drinks 4.5 stars out of 5. Let's move on to Regal's amenities, which are impressive overall. Starting with the upper decks, where there are 4 pools, 2 midship, a smaller option at the back of the ship, and a large walk-in pool in the adults-only area towards the front of the ship. This is one of my favorite features on Regal since it spans the entire width of the ship with lots of loungers and a dedicated bar. On newer Royal Class ships, this area is surrounded by cabins with a much smaller and shallower pool. On the upper decks, you'll also find a large gym, a sports court, and a small mini golf area. At the very front of the ship is the sanctuary, which is a premium sun deck available to any guest for an extra fee. I've said in my previous videos that I think the sanctuary is one of the most luxurious sun decks you can find at sea. You choose from either a comfy padded lounger or a cabana for a half day or full day, and you're spoiled for the entire length of your stay with food and drink service from dedicated attendants. There are also several shared spaces where you can relax. There's also a large kids club called Camp Discovery with 3 distinct areas. The treehouse is for ages 3 to 7. The lodge is for ages 8 to 12. and the beach club is for ages 13 to 17 and includes a sun deck with a hot tub. Moving to the lower decks, you'll find the spa on Deck 5, which features their amazing thermal suite called the Enclave. This is also available for an extra fee and includes a large hydrotherapy pool, 2 steam rooms, a sauna, aromatherapy rain showers, and heated loungers. Hit subscribe and watch out for a full tour of the Enclave coming soon. There's also an internet cafe on the lower decks and 2 small promenades. Similar to its Royal Class sisters, Regal unfortunately does not have a full wraparound promenade. Overall, all right amenities, 4.5 stars out of 5. Before I continue, I just want to say that if you're finding this video helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. And make sure you don't miss out on future updates about cruising from a chill perspective, and it helps me grow my channel. Let's move on to Regal's entertainment, which is a bit of a mixed bag. On the one hand, they had a full party band and a separate husband and wife duo performing throughout the night in the piazza, but they were usually covering slow songs, which created a sleepy vibe. I think they got the memo by the end of the cruise that people were bored because their song choices got a lot more upbeat on the last couple of nights. And then, of course, there was 80s night, which was always fun. The popular Crooner's Bar in the piazza usually has a crowd-pleasing piano entertainer every night, but they didn't have one on this cruise, which was disappointing. There were 3 production shows in the main theater: Fiera and Bravo, 2 classics found on other ships, and a new show called Born to Dance. Fiera is a silly show about finding love in a circus. Bravo is a fantastic show with a mix of pop and opera music featuring a guest soprano. Born to Dance was a more low-key show about a group of dancers trying to make it in show business. I walked out after 10 minutes, but my friend stayed behind and enjoyed it in the end. Regal also featured several fantastic guest entertainers, including the Trawlermen, who performed pop songs with a rocky Celtic twist, and Nathan Finn, a comedian, magician, and musician. From an activities perspective, they had the usual mix of trivia and game shows. Overall, all right entertainment, 4 stars out of 5. Let's move on to Regal's technology, which is a big strength for Princess, thanks to their medallion technology. Your wearable medallion unlocks your cabin door and allows crew to identify you when ordering drinks or playing in the casino. Your travel companions can also locate you wherever you are in the ship using the Princess app. Speaking of the app, it works well, allowing you to view the daily program, make dinner reservations, and book shore excursions. Internet speed on Regal was also good. One thing I really like about Princess's internet plans is that on either of the plans they offer, you can stream movies, while other cruise lines generally only allow streaming on their most expensive plan. Overall, all right technology, 5 stars out of 5. Last but not least, let's talk about Regal's Casino, which is a good size and features a good selection of slot machines. It has most favorites like Dragon Link and Lightning Link, but not Fire Link, which was a little disappointing. I had a great experience in the casino with very friendly hosts and bar servers. You can find a link in the description to my full tour of all the slots and tables. I'll rate the casino 4 stars out of 5. Overall, I really enjoyed Regal, and it's one of my favorite cruise ships. It's not too big, it features a lot of very chill-friendly amenities, along with good food and mostly good entertainment. So how can you go wrong? I would recommend Regal to pretty much anyone except families looking for more amenities geared to kids or thrill seekers. In that case, I would recommend looking at Royal Caribbean, which usually offers a good balance of large-scale amenities for both adults and kids. If you're considering cruising on Regal, don't hesitate to share any questions in the comments below. If you've cruised on Regal before, let me know how I did with this review and share your favorite feature. Princess has made a lot of changes over the last couple of years. Don't miss my video walking through 25 of those changes here. Thank you for watching, and happy cruising.